Yo, I put up a poll sometime last week, and there were two ties. There was a tie for what video I was gonna do next time, and today I decided to do the top 10 most horrifying kaiju of all time. So, that's what we're doing today on this video. I don't know. Next poll, more people vote, please. I'm sick of having ties or multiple ties. Please, just vote on them. But without further ado, I guess we can just get into this video with intro. Intro. Drop it down. Word to your mother. Number 10, which is Gyaos. I'm pretty sure Gyaos also won the top 10 kaiju in film history video that I did. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Gyaos is on both of them. Gyaos from the Heisei era, specifically is for this. That means Gamera, the Guardian of the Universe, and then the two sequels, or whichever ones Gyaos is in. Gyaos is absolutely insane. He's like a giant laser shooting kaiju pterodactyl thing. Its head looks creepy and everything else about it looks creepy. This is mostly whenever it's in the smallest form is whenever it's the most terrifying. That's why it's at number 10 instead of higher up. If it was like this the whole movie, then it would be even scarier. But honestly, I think it's scarier when it's in its smaller form because it's just a pterodactyl that wants nothing more than to eat meat and just rip us apart and eat us. And then whenever it gets bigger, it's still cool and a giant kaiju, but it's not as scary on a personal level, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, Gyaos absolutely deserving of being on this list. Number 9 is Hedorah. Hedorah is weird. He's basically just pollution incarnate. Whenever he's in its flying form, he can basically just dissolve people with its smog and everything, and then it turns into its final form, and it's just a weird I don't know, it's just a weird tar monster, basically. It's just pollution incarnate. It's really, really cool, though. I love the design. I think the scene where he's flying over the city and everyone's literally dissolving and everything, especially the part where the person does dissolve, it's just so creepy. I did a Hedorah edit and I used that scene. It's just so creepy. Because it's like an obvious film fade every time it does it, but it just gets creepier every time it does the fade, and I don't know, it's really goofy looking, but it's also really effective and making me feel very, very uncomfortable for some reason, because he's like slowly dissolving right in front of my eyes. It's like a slideshow that someone would show if like they were after a serial killer or something, of like what happened to the victim or something. It's just so weird and so uncanny, I guess. I don't really know. That one scene makes him like on this list, though, because that's just, God, that's an awful way to go out, man. Number 8 is Monster X. This is Monster X, not Kaiser Ghidorah, so whenever he becomes Kaiser Ghidorah, he's not as creepy, actually. I think Monster X is way, way creepier and just more horrifying in general. Just look at him. He's just a giant skeletal dragon beast that stands on 2 legs, has 3, or 2 skulls is what it looks like, really. And then whenever it becomes Kaiser Ghidorah, it becomes 3, but like, it looks like 2 halves of a skull are on both sides of his shoulders, and then 1 big skull in the middle. It just looks so cool. The tail becomes like like a 2-pronged tail, basically, at the end. It just looks so cool and horrifying. Like, even if this was just human-sized, this would be one of the scariest things ever. Like, it looks like a really cool Berserk character, like, or something like that. Just a dark fantasy hero or villain. But it looks so horrifying, man. Next up, we have Cthulhu, or Cthulhu. Is the way you're supposed to pronounce it. It's supposed to be unpronounceable to humans because of the way it's spelled, and it kind of is. Like, Cthulhu isn't how it's pronounced, it's Cthulhu, but it's fine, whatever. Cthulhu is a crazy Lovecraftian being, stuck in the lost city of R'lyeh, or R'lyeh, or whatever, underneath the sea, and once he returns, the world shall be plunged into madness. The cool thing about him is he's cool. He's just a giant Lovecraftian octopus monster. He's actually one of the weaker ones in the Lovecraftian universe too, which is pretty cool. And his madness ability isn't passive, like a lot of people think. It's just if your mind can comprehend it on its own or not, which I think is really cool, because that means there will be some people that go completely mad and some people that are just too cool to be overtaken by its maddening look and everything like that, which makes it even more horrifying to me, honestly, because if everyone else around you is going crazy and you don't really understand why, that's just even creepier, man. Next up is Gigan Rex. Yeah, Gigan Rex is kind of just weird looking. I love him. He's got like full on Dragon Ball Z type attacks and everything, and he's got okay, look, I don't know what it is about the whole, like, his body being red like this and everything, but he gets under my skin so bad. It's like, I don't know, it looks like muscle, like, it looks like human muscle and everything, and it's just, I don't like it, man. It's creepy. Like, genuinely, it's a little bit unnerving, and that alone is horrifying, but it's also just an absolute menace. Like, look at that. He's getting ready for a Dragon Ball Z type attack, and it's about to be awful. It's about to be a Kamehameha in here, man. I mean, seriously, he might blow away just an entire city on his own. And I mean, come on, if that thing was floating above us, like in the sky, we'd crap our pants, every single one of us. I can tell you that right now. This thing is just weird looking and awful to look at. It's so cool, but also so unnerving and creepy. And next up, we got the Gasha Dokuro. This is just a weird kaiju. I don't know. Every single painting, drawing, everything of it is just it's awful. It's genuinely one of the weirdest, creepiest looking things ever. And it doesn't seem like it should be, because it's just a giant skeleton, but it's like the embodiment of death is coming for you, and it's just a looming threat no matter where you go. And it's just one of the coolest things ever. And the all the pictures and everything having like warriors and stuff trying to fight back and everything is just really cool. And I don't know, this thing is awesome. It's weird that we haven't gotten a kaiju movie or something about this. Like, this seems like a perfect fit for something like that, and I'm pretty sure this is public domain because it's just a yokai. Like, it's a yokai spirit. Like, that's what it is. It seems like it should be public domain. So I mean, someone get on making this a movie or something, because this thing is horrifying and so cool. Fourth place spot goes to Legion. This is just a really cool villain in a really cool Gamera movie. And it's honestly just creepy because it looks like it's made of bone, and it's just like a weird underwater creature is what it looks like. And this is literally just looks wise is what this is. It just looks like it would be scary to see, especially if it is like just crawling at you and everything, and it's massive. And man, this thing is just weird to look at, and that's why it's on this list. It's just, it's got one of those designs that's really cool, but also really disturbing to look at. It's just, I don't know why it bothers me on such a high level. It's just, it's not nice to look at. Now we have the doppelganger from Godzilla Goes to Hell. Okay, if you live in a world, and imagine if you lived in a world where Godzilla was real and everything, and you saw him coming. Now, there are two ways you would think about that. You would think, oh crap, we're screwed, a giant nuclear lizard is coming for us. Or you would think, oh nice, that he's going to defeat the other kaiju. That's literally the only two ways of thinking about Godzilla. But then you put in this thing, and if you're in the second one, where you're happy to see him because he's a hero in whatever universe you're in, you're screwed. Because you're going to be filled with such happiness to see him because, you know, there's another giant kaiju or something. And then this thing turns into John Carpenter's The Thing, and then devours it and just comes right for you. Yeah, no, this is just not okay. Imagine this is literally if The Thing got a Godzilla's DNA. I would not be okay with that. Would any of us? I don't know why I acted like I'm the only one that wouldn't be okay with that. Like, this would be absolutely awful to see. Like, I mean, this thing is what, the size of a building, so it could probably just eat a building if it just enveloped it like that. Like, this is just not nice to look at, and just horrifying on a, like, conceptual level, too. This is just one of those creatures that's like, no, just no. It's just no embodied. No, thank you. The number 2 spot and number 1 spot were really, really close, but number 2 spot is Destroya. Destroya is literally kaiju Satan. Like, that's what he is. Look at him. He's kaiju Satan. He is evil embodied. It's genuinely insane how, like, underloved he is. It seems like nobody ever talks about him unless you're, like, a hardcore kaiju fan. And, like, all of the Godzilla fans that have come about because of the MonsterVerse and stuff like that, they just don't really seem to care about him. That might be because it was, like, part of the Heisei era and everything, and they just haven't watched it or whatever. But honestly, I need Destroyer to get some more love, because look at this. It's Kaiju Satan. Like, that's one of the scariest things ever. He's pure evil. He's Kaiju Satan. He has, like, the form where he's just a whole bunch of bugs, and then he comes together to make this. Like, come on, he's cool. He's just awesome. There's nothing you can do to tell me that this isn't awesome, because I genuinely don't think anyone would ever believe this isn't, like, one of the coolest and just most horrifying ones out there. It looks like something from Monster Hunter, made love with Godzilla, and then also had Satan himself come up and burp on it. That's what Destroya is to me. This is actually horrifying. The little thing in its chest looks like teeth, and I hate it. This thing is just actually scary. Like, this is the only kaiju I can genuinely say this thing coming into my city or anywhere would just make me not want to live anymore, because I know whatever it's going to do is worse than just dying right now. Okay, this is the number 1 spot. It's Iris. Iris from Gamera 3. Revenge of Iris. So, yeah, 3. Because Legion is 2. Man, I did all 3 of the Heisei era Gamera movies, didn't I? Oops. Not oops, I love those movies. Iris is a weird, like, mutated version of a Gauss, and it has to siphon human lives to stay alive, basically, and get stronger. It's the most powerful thing that Gamera fights in that trilogy, and I honestly think he might be the most powerful thing that Gamera fights in general, and that's saying something, because there are some kaiju that Gamera fights that are actually just insanely busted, but I think Iris actually is the most powerful one. It might be Legion, maybe, but I think Iris is, like, genuinely the most powerful thing he's ever fought. I'd say Iris is probably up there with Godzilla enemies, too. Like, I think he would have a really good chance of defeating Ghidorah, or some of the versions of Ghidorah. But that's besides the point. I'm not power scaling him right now. I'm just talking about how horrifying he is. He has to siphon human lives. There you go. I mean, that's it. He has, like, he literally lives off of human lives. Like, Kaiju Satan, Destroya over there, he absolutely hates humans and wants to kill us all, but this thing has to kill us all to survive, so, yeah, we're kind of screwed whenever this thing walks into the room. But yeah, this is definitely number 1. Look at those little tendrils back there. That's horrifying. Even its feet are weird to me. But this is a really good design. I kind of dig it. It looks like a Dragon Ball Z fighter, actually. Like, it looks like something that would be in the Tournament of Power or something. But yeah, this is definitely number 1. He is absolutely horrifying, from what he has to do to survive to how he does it. Everything about him is horrifying. But yeah, I hope you liked this video. This was a shorter one, I think, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, if you liked this video, like and subscribe. I've got more stuff like this coming in the future. If you want a part 2, comment, like, subscribe, all of that stuff. And if you want to never see another one of my videos, go ahead and like and subscribe and do all that stuff too, because, I'll stop making videos if you do. Huh? Yeah, deal? Yep, deal. Okay, thank you for watching. Please tell me what you think is the most horrifying kaiju out there. I know for a fact some of you are going to know some that are scarier than the ones I've come up with. And for anyone who is going to put Clover from the Cloverfield movies, please don't. I was thinking about putting that kaiju as a dishonorable mention, because it's supposed to be a horror movie and it's not scary at all. It's literally a baby kaiju. It's just a little baby, and it should be coddled. If I was big enough, I would cradle it and raise it as my own. But yeah, definitely comment what you think, as long as it's not Clover. And I don't know, like, subscribe, do all the YouTube type of stuff. I've said that 5 times. If you don't do it by now, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're doing on here. Just like and subscribe, you nerd. But yeah, as always, see ya.